Academy Awards 2026. All right, let's get into it. Check out some of the winners. Some of them we expected, some of them were obvious. Really starting to believe in these BAFTA and all these predictions, these SAG, BAFTA, the leading up to the Oscars, the predictions, the patterns that show you who's going to win. Unfortunately, that led to some results that I think most of us weren't hoping for. But I'll tell you one thing that's crazy. I'll come out and say I was rooting for Sinners for the whole thing. I knew it wasn't going to win all 16 or 16 or whatever nominations it got, 13. I didn't want it to win all of those. There were some that I legitimately thought belonged to movies, or performers or whatever, crew members. But there was one that I wanted it to get. It's the first one we're going to go over. It's Best Picture. I felt like it was going to win. I had the same feeling about Sinners that I had about Everything Everywhere All at Once when it came out, where the movie just felt like such a cultural phenomenon that it was almost inevitable. And beyond that, for a movie to come out to, I want relative obscurity in terms of how it was marketed and how much expectation was on it. The fact that it's not a sequel, the fact that it's not an existing IP, but it's a completely original idea. And Everything Everywhere All at Once coming from A24, which was at that point was still a relatively recognized as an indie production company. Nowadays, obviously, it's grown more. And even back then, they had been growing a lot. But back then, for an A24 movie to win Best Picture was almost like an underdog win. And I think to an extent, that's kind of what we were looking at for Sinners too. It's been this growing sentiment for the underdog, not just in terms of size of budget or anything like that, because of course it's a Warner Brothers movie. It was by no means a small or indie production, but just the fact that it's an original IP, black director, black cast, horror movie. It just defied what the traditional, what a traditional Best Picture typically is. And we've seen a couple of those in the last year, which gave me hope that this would also win. I mean, things from even back when Parasite won, it's the first horror movie to win a Best Picture, and it's an international film. It just really seemed to represent this changing of the guard and what was possible for Best Picture. And so, with all that being said, I thought Sinners was a shoo-in until we started to get to, like I said, the award season and the SAG Awards and the BAFTAs, and it started to become more clear that one battle was kind of pulling away as the favorite. And besides Sinners, if Sinners didn't exist this last year, as I've been saying, one battle would have been my movie for the year. It would have been the one I wanted to win every category. It would have been my shoo-in for Best Picture. I absolutely love the movie, and I hate the fact that it going up against Sinners makes me feel like I'm rooting against it a bunch, when, like I said, it was my second favorite movie of the year, or at least awards, Academy, or like awards movie of the year. But one battle wins Best Picture. That was my second choice. After that, I just thought it was I really enjoyed the complex narrative of it. I think I also appreciate the casting of it. Sean Penn and Leonardo DiCaprio. Although that's another award we'll get into, I did think PJ did a good job directing it. I thought it was well written. I thought it was. And I'm not gonna go too much into diving into each movie and what I liked about it. But as far as the overall production, from start to finish, the writing, I really didn't have any too many like qualms with the movie at all. So it's a good movie. I want Sinners to win just because what that would represent for the industry, and I really wanted Coogler to get one over on the entertainment media who was shitting on Sinners and their box office, opening box office and all that. But I think he still did. I think he still proved his point. I think we still won a lot with that movie. Yeah. I guess Jay Penske didn't get one over on Jay Penske all the way in the end. But anyway, moving on. Best Actress, Jessie Buckley, Hamnet. I mean, that was a shoo-in. I knew it. I think she deserves it. I don't even think it's particularly close this year. I mean, if you watch, I know Hamnet is not a movie that's probably for everybody, but even if you're not even into like a Shakespearean or like a medieval era movies or things like that, just go. It feels like a play, honestly. It just feels like a terribly well-balanced play from start to finish. I mean, her performance, I mean, even though the movie's about Shakespeare and it's called Hamnet, I mean, she steals the show from the first time you see it. I mean, she just does absolutely incredible. I mean, all the performances are great. I even wanted I forget his name, but the little boy who plays Hamnet to get a supporting actor nod. He did so good. I mean, just those UK actors, man, they're just different, man. They're just bred different. Best actor, Michael B. Jordan in Sinners. Now this is one where I was probably the least confident in Sinners winning. I thought Sinners might get picture over actor. I didn't think they were going to give it to Michael B. Jordan. Not that I don't think he's deserving, but this was a pretty tight group, and Best Actor usually is. I think Wagner Moore did a great job as Secret Agent. I just also think, I mean, I've seen him do so much great work, and he's such a he has so much range as an actor. I don't think Secret Agent necessarily pushed him as far as he could have been, but I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was fun, fun to watch. Timothy Chalamet, Marty Supreme, it just killed it, man. I mean, Chalamet is incredible. We all already know this. I think there is kind of like a common thinking amongst people that's like, Timothy will get one. He'll get another one. He'll get another chance. Probably in the next couple of years, even he might even get his. I mean, Marty was great. He's not going to stop getting casted for things. He's not going to stop being considered for these Oscar-type roles. Despite the big push, Marty Supreme, I think, largely came out empty-handed at the Oscars. But it's a great film, great Safdie film, and I thought he did great as well. DiCaprio, of course. We're going to see him up there. If he's in an Oscar-winning movie, we're going to see him up there in the running for Best Actor going up. But I mean, Michael B. Jordan playing two distinct characters who are also not distinct at the same time. They have to be distinct, but also distinctly similar. Thought he did an amazing job. Happy for Michael B. Jordan. It's huge for Sinners, and it's huge for him personally. Been in the industry for about almost like 30 years now, so good for him. Supporting actress, Amy Madigan in Weapons. I really wanted it to go to Tiana, but I get it. I do get it. Tiana wasn't as much. She wasn't as intro. Her performance was great. It wasn't the best Tiana Taylor performance, not because this was lacking at all, but she's just done so much good work. I think she's overdue for her award. But I could see her, if any of the members were judging this based off of contribution to the film, like her characters, like how much she's physically in it. Her character's important, but she's also kind of becomes less important as the film goes on. More of just like her aura, what her character means is more important than Tiana's performance and her presence on screen. And so I could see why maybe they might pass that on. It's good that Weapons got an Oscar nom, that horror movie. I mean, good for them. We're seeing horror in the Oscars a lot more, so that's cool. So good for her. I think this one could have gone a couple of different ways. I liked Woomy and Sinners. I think if it's between Weapons and One Battle and Woomy and Sinners, I think those are probably would be like those in the running, but I don't feel it too strongly about any of those three to make like a super favorite. So I'm not mad at that one. Best Supporting Actor, Sean Penn, One Battle After Another. I love Delroy Lindo in Sinners, but Sean Penn deserves this one. I think he was just perfectly weird and serious and intense at the same time. I think he had great physical. It's funny because One Battle had like this blend between like hyper drama and like this like actual scary thriller-esque elements, but Sean Penn's involvement in it and his Christmas cult in there had like a strangely slapstick like breakaway in the middle of the film. Which is another reason why I can appreciate and respect them winning Best Picture and direction and all that. So good on Sean Penn. I mean, if it's him or Benicio in One Battle, it's definitely Sean Penn. Jacob Elordi in Frankenstein. I mean, it's a fair choice. Sinners, I would take Sean Penn over that one. Stellan Skarsgård. Yeah, I mean, I would pick Sean Penn, honestly, in that one, I think. And that would have been my guess. Best Director. That one's a tough one, because like I said, One Battle there's so many elements to juggle. There's like car chase scenes on open desert roads. There's the element of thriller and scare factor when Chase Infinity's character is about to be executed. There's the romantic kind of the awkward stalkery romance between Sean Penn and Tiana Taylor and Leonardo DiCaprio. There's the actual romance between DiCaprio and Tiana Taylor. There's action in the shooting. There's all these set pieces. There's just a lot to balance. There's the comedy I mentioned. There's so many different sorts of performances to direct. You gotta respect it. That being said, I think Sinners is equally as diverse and as complex, from the music, from the cinematography, to bringing what's written on the page to the screen. I think that's just a dogfight, honestly, in Best Director, and I can see why they would give whoever got Best Director Best Picture. But come on, you can split it up. Come on, just give one to one. Come on, like, you know what I mean? Like, both of those would have been like great awards. You can split them up, man. Like, do us a solid. But again, like I said, if it wasn't for Sinners and just what it represents, One Battle would be my shoo-in for all these awards anyway. And not saying Sinners is not just like what it represents win. I also think it's the best movie of the year, but I digress. Let's see. We got animated feature, K-pop Demon Hunters, expected that. International feature, I for sure thought it was gonna go to Secret Agent. Sentimental Value was good, but I thought they were gonna give it to Secret Agent for sure. I was extremely confident that one was gonna win. And now that I look at that, I think that means Secret Agent walked away with nothing, if I'm not mistaken, and Sentimental Value I think got one. Let's see. Original screenplay, Ryan Coogler. I mean, yeah, that's the same award Get Out got. Jordan Peele got for Get Out, deservedly. And not to say that Get Out should have gotten Best Picture or anything like that. I think Sinners was a much higher prospect to win some of these awards than the Get Out was, and I think it deserved original screenplay, and I appreciate it, but I appreciate that it won. Well, we got to get some more in here, guys. Like, come on, give them another one, man. Just one more. Adapted, One Battle, of course. Original song, K-pop Demon Hunters, of course. I didn't think Sinners was going to win that one. Original score goes to Sinners, of course. You have to. We don't even need to talk too much about that. If you've listened to the score of Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, and One Battle, all great music, you have to give it to Sinners. It's not even close. And cinematography goes to Sinners as well. So that one, actually, I didn't think they were going to win. I thought Train Dreams was going to win cinematography. And it maybe didn't because the language... Actually, I can't even say why I did. I can't even say. I really thought Train Dreams was going to win that one. Adolfo Veloso. I mean, Train Dreams is gorgeous, man. I mean, the way they pulled off some of the scale, and him and I'm thinking of particularly him when he's working in the forest, and him when he meets up with what's her name? It's the lady that plays Friday in the Avengers movie, and she's in oh my God, she's in F1. I can't think of her name, but she's like a Scottish actor, I think. But whenever he meets her character for the first time, or not for the first time, but when they're having that heart-to-heart right before the end of the movie and they're looking out over the cliff, there's just so many beautiful shots in there. The fire, the massive wildfire shot when he gets off the train and he's looking for his wife and daughter. There's so much beauty in the shots. The nighttime shots when he's dreaming and he imagines his daughter coming back, and she collapses by the fire outside and he brings her in. It's just such a gorgeous movie. But obviously, being pretty doesn't win you best cinematography. But I definitely want to see what Adolfo Veloso has going on next for sure, because that movie was just done. Every image looked like a painting. It was great. Film editing, I thought was gonna go to F1. Usually, like those little action movies that get nominated get like a editing or a sound or something like that. But it goes to One Battle after another. And actually, my second choice would have been Marty Supreme for that one. So that one was a surprise, but another One Battle one. And then Best Sound goes to F1. So, maybe Best Sound. Maybe that's the one I was thinking it was gonna get. Those racing movies are gonna get like Best Sound, or like a Transformers movie is gonna get like a VFX, or like an event. You know what I mean? Avengers gonna get maybe like a VFX or a costume or something like that. There's always one of those non-traditional. Well, I guess at this point you can't call it non-traditional because they're always there. But one of those like high, big budget action movies are gonna get one of those awards. Visual effects, Avatar, of course, we don't even talk about that. It should get that every single year, every single time it comes out. Production design, Frankenstein, yes. There's not even much to be said. It's kind of hard to beat a period piece, although 3 of these are period pieces. Now I'm thinking about it. I guess Sinners and Hamnet as well. But Frankenstein's scale is just so, I mean, the set pieces are just so much more vast. There's just so much more going on. Yeah, and I would imagine, yeah, I think Hamnet's probably like a 1700s. I think Frankenstein's like a 1800s, and Sinner's like early 1900s. Yeah, so it had nothing to do with how much of a period piece it was. It's just the scale, I think. The scale and the attention to detail. Casting, the first casting award. And now this I would have also given to Sinners. One battle, I think probably one of the biggest claim to fame for one battle was the introduction of Chase Infinity. Her as a lead role in her first, or as one of the kind of a leading role, well, supporting. I don't know what you call it. She didn't get nominated for supporting or leading, so I don't know if she just didn't get nominated or if she's not considered a leading or supporting. But it being her first lead role and her performing like that, I think is a testament to the casting director, and that's probably why, probably led into the decision to give it to them. But I thought Sinners finding Miles Caton, or Caton, or however you pronounce it, is also equally as impressive. Him coming in, and performing the music and performing as a lead and having to carry that much weight in the movie. I think, I think that's where Sinners becomes strong. Where earlier I was like, well, Wound Me, she's just great, but I don't know if, you know what I mean. I don't feel too strongly about her winning lead or Delroy Lindo. But when you put all of them together with Haley Steinfeld and Michael B. Jordan, and you see this ensemble, I just think, for me, I would have chosen Sinners for casting for sure for that one. But I also, Secret Agent's good too. Secret Agent feels like a movie that's made out of non-actors just because of how natural the acting is. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, that would have been a big point for Secret Agent. And Hamnet, as I said before, and this is kind of just like a personal take, just finding kids that act that good is also like a big testament to the casting director. So either way, it's an exciting award. I'm glad it's here. I'll be looking forward to seeing who wins it every year because I have a lot of opinions on that. So, but yeah, again, it's deserved, but I think there's other opportunities in there as well. Makeup and hairstyling, Frankenstein, of course. We have a period piece, and a period piece that's a fiction like that and at that much scale and that much attention to detail, it's gonna win. Costume design, Frankenstein again. A lot of the same reasons. Although of course you could have went different places with like an avatar, or like for costume design, and for makeup and hairstyling, you could have went a couple ways. You could have went Smashing Machine if you just wanted to put that much attention on how Dwayne Johnson looked, but I think Frankenstein winning is fair for all of those. Let me see. We have a tie for best live action short. I don't know how that works or why. I did like Singers though. As soon as it comes on, it feels like a feature film. It feels like it's a high budget feature film. I mean, it's very polished and it's very well directed. So I did like that one. Yeah, that pretty much does it for everything. We'll keep a lookout for next year to get these movies in for all these categories. Good on Sinners for winning what it won. It still made history, most nominations. Ryan Coogler still got his Oscar, and Michael B. Jordan got their Oscar. So a lot of wins around, and one battle after another is still a great film. So it's nothing to be it's no shame in losing to a movie like that. So great movies all around. Let's just hope that this leads to more original ideas getting funded in Hollywood, and let's see what comes out next year. If you want more of these, if you like the movies stuff, content, comment, like, whatever, let me know. Share. Watch my MMA stuff, my streams, twitch.com/TheHeraldAkiin. Gaming stuff, let me know. Whatever. Main channel, skits, funny stuff, vlogs with UFC fighters, whatever, is at Akiin, which is also my Instagram. So, all right, peace.